So we know that the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to be run heavy for this season. That is just not even up for debate. That's not even a question. We know what kind of offense that Arthur Smith is going to bring to this offense here. But what about the pass? What about the passing offense? Well, let's take a look at a little bit of an observation that I made. Well, that I saw from my schedule prediction a couple of days ago. And let's take a look at how this passing offense may be. What's going on, everybody? I am Mac, back with another video. As always, do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, follow on Instagram. Link is down in the box below. So, like I said, we all know that Arthur Smith is run heavy, and that was the case down in Atlanta, where he was the Falcons head coach from 2021 to 2023. But you also got to remember that before that, he was the Tennessee Titans offensive coordinator from 2019 through 2020. And as I was listening to a few of my comments that I made on my 2024 schedule prediction for the Steelers as that was premiering on Monday afternoon, there were some things that kind of went into my head a little bit, and it prompted me to do a little bit of research. So, like I said, we all know the Steelers are going to be run heavy, and that this is definitely a prove it year for Najee Harris if he is going to stay with us, even though we did decline his fifth year and we can offer him a new deal. Okay. But we also know that Arthur Smith flushes out targets. He loves using tight end sets, and he's not, shy feeding away from any tight ends. And now that we are going to have a big year with Pat Fryermuth and hopefully Darnell Washington can be used properly, that can open up the passing game. And with some of the opponents, I'm excluding our AFC North rivals for this video. But other than the AFC North, here's what the Steelers have to deal with as far as passing defenses based off of last season have to go. The Steelers will be facing 3 top 10 passing defenses from 2023, and they're all in the AFC West. The Denver Broncos statistically are the best passing defense outside of the division that we're going to be facing. They were number 5 in passing defense last season. Los Angeles Chargers, they were 9th in passing defense. And the defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs were 10th in passing defense. Then you got to face 3 passing defenses that barely missed the top 10. The Indianapolis Colts were 11th. Washington was 12th. Dallas was 13th. So from LA to Dallas, you're facing passing defenses that were all in order by how they performed last year. Little bit of a gap as we get to mediocre to below average passing defenses. Philadelphia, they were 15th. Arthur Smith's old team, the Falcons, they were 16th. The New York Giants were 17th. And the New York Jets were 19th. So right there, that should open up the door for your passing game right there, seeing that you're going to be facing a considerable amount of mediocre to below average passing defenses. Statistically, the worst defense that we're going to be going up against outside of the division are going to be the Las Vegas Raiders, who had the 24th ranked passing defense last season. And we all know what happened when the Steelers played the Raiders on that Sunday night game in week 3 of last year. Kenny Pickett had the best game of his career, and so far the best game of his career, where he was throwing dots and he was hitting receivers in the flats. And, the play calling, dare I say, actually looked solid. So, what I'm getting at here is that the Steelers have a golden opportunity to get creative in the passing game here in these opponents that I just listed off that are below average to mediocre with passing defenses. And then you take a look at how Arthur Smith's offense has fared during his tenure as offensive coordinator and head coach. And this is where a lot of people, have a lot of they misconstrue Arthur Smith. We all know that the offense in Atlanta was very predictable and it was very flat. But here's the thing. Sometimes coordinators don't make good coaches, and vice versa. Sometimes head coaches don't make good coordinators. And this is really evident with Arthur Smith, as I'm going to read this off right now. Arthur Smith is a better offensive coordinator than he is a head coach, because in his 3 seasons as head coach of the Atlanta Falcons, the offense ranked as follows: 17th, 24th, and 29th. That was him as head coach. So basically, in his time with Atlanta, the Falcons were a very below average to pretty bad passing offense team. I should clarify that that's the passing offense that Arthur Smith had, not total offense. But you get it. 17th, 24th, and 29th. That's what Arthur Smith's passing offense was with Atlanta. Basically, the Falcons averaged the 23rd ranked passing offense. How about his tenure with the Tennessee Titans, though, where he was the offensive coordinator? His first season with Tennessee as the OC, Titans had the 12th ranked passing offense. And then in 2020, the Titans had the 3rd ranked passing offense. An average of about 7. Okay? So basically, I'm under the impression that Arthur Smith is capable of leading this team to having a top 10 passing offense, as we've seen it with Tennessee. Like I said earlier in the video, he's not afraid to shy away from feeding tight ends, because outside of running backs, tight ends is this guy's bread and butter as well. That's his strength. And we have a 2 tight end set. You still got George Pickens coming on in. I've heard that rumors are, quote, not close with Brandon Ayuk, which is why I want Omar Khan to be a little bit more aggressive when it comes to getting that true number 2 wide receiver. We may have that guy, as we got Van Jefferson, who also knows Arthur Smith, and we also drafted Roman Wilson out of Michigan to play in the slot. But I still want that true number 2 wide receiver. And getting an experienced quarterback in the offseason like Russell Wilson, who rivaled Patrick Mahomes last year in just about every passing statistic. Okay? People love to say that Russell Wilson was the reason that the Denver Broncos sucked, which is just simply not true. It's because Sean Payton didn't use him right. And it's because Sean Payton has just gone stale as far as being a head coach goes. All right? That's the reason why. When Russell Wilson was competing with Patrick Mahomes, the best quarterback in the NFL, a guy who just won his third Super Bowl and his third Super Bowl MVP on top of that, and he's now entered the GOAT conversation as far as the greatest of all, the greatest quarterback to ever play the game. And you get an offensive coordinator who's a way better coordinator than he is as a head coach and has proven that he's capable of having a top 10 passing offense with the team. That opens my door of saying, what about the passing game? What about the passing offense? You're facing 5 teams outside of this division that all had very below average passing defenses from 2023. There's no excuse for Arthur Smith to not get creative with the offense and to get the passing game going. That's just an observation that I made. That's just an observation that I took out of my schedule prediction, as I am expecting Arthur Smith to have a better tenure here in Pittsburgh than he did in Atlanta, obviously. But let me know what Jins think down in the comments below. I'm Mac, checking on out for the day. Have a good one, everybody.